Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pal and Plan Canada. In today's episode, I'm going to be fixing Barrhaven's Marketplace Shopping Centre by taking lessons from Victoria's Uptown and University Heights. Barrhaven's Marketplace Shopping Centre, built in the early 90s to serve the growing suburb, feels more like a monument to asphalt than a thriving community space. In fact, you'll probably spend more time walking across the parking lot than actually shopping. With around 60% of its land dedicated to parking, it's clear this design wasn't made with people in mind. And while I will definitely be trashing the car-dependent design of this shopping center, let's cut the planners of the time some slack. Because back in the day, in the 90s and earlier, this was considered cutting-edge suburban planning. More parking, more success. Turns out they were a bit too enthusiastic with the parking lot math. Now, while I'm focusing on the main marketplace area, let's not forget its siblings, the Barrhaven Town Center, which I'll be calling its little brother just to the west, and this northern section near the Strandherd Transitway station. Don't get me wrong, they're just as badly designed as the core marketplace. A sea of parking, disconnected buildings, and to make matters worse, other than a few condo towers on the east side of Marketplace, this shopping district is all cars, no community. But with new condo towers rising just across the street, there's an incredible opportunity to rethink this area and create a retail hub for people, not just cars. Let's get into the problems at Marketplace. It has over 2,500 parking spaces and has very little space designated for things other than cars. Despite the recent growth in Barrhaven, Marketplace hasn't kept up. Massive parking lots separate everything, making it difficult for people, cyclists, and others to walk between stores safely. Meanwhile, just steps away, those new condo towers are bringing hundreds of potential customers and residents, but they're forced to navigate the endless parking lots and car-heavy streets just to reach the shops. Uptown in Victoria, BC, is a prime example of what's possible when suburban spaces are reimagined. Originally, it was the site of an old town and country shopping center, a car-centric mall typical of its time. But with changing community needs and growing support for sustainable, walkable design, the transformation of Uptown became a natural evolution. Today, Uptown is a bustling mixed-use hub combining retail, offices, and residential spaces. It prioritizes walkability, green spaces, and transit accessibility over car dependency, and this evolution is far from over. Uptown is now preparing for the next phase of its growth with the addition of a new residential tower. This project will bring hundreds of new homes to the site, continuing to enhance the area's density and vibrancy. Designed with sustainability and livability in mind, the new tower will complement Uptown's existing infrastructure while supporting the growing demand of housing in the region. And the best part, Uptown is proof that when you're prioritizing the people over parking lots, you don't just create better spaces, you create better communities. Another example of this, back at Victoria, is University Heights redevelopment. Now, University Heights in Victoria shows another way to revitalize a retail area. Their plan combines housing, retail, and green spaces designed for pedestrians and cyclists. This mixed-use approach brings everything closer together, making it easier for people to live, work, shop within the same community. Now, University Heights compared to Uptown Victoria isn't built yet, but it's under construction, and so far, it looks very promising. Building off the new condo towers. Change is already on the horizon for Barrhaven's Marketplace. 2 new condo towers, 26 and 35 stories high, will soon add nearly 600 residential units just across the street if it is approved. Now, these towers plan to bring hundreds of new residents into the heart of Barrhaven, creating a golden opportunity to rethink how Marketplace functions as a community space. Instead of letting these developments stand as isolated islands, we can integrate them into a people-first urban design. Here's how: by designing vibrant ground floors with cafes, shops, and public courtyards, we create places where people want to linger, connect, and enjoy. Add in some pedestrian pathways and green spaces, and suddenly Marketplace becomes more than a shopping destination. It's a community hub. But that's not all. Marketplace is already home to a key transitway station, and the upcoming, soon, Stage 3 O-train extension will bring light rail to Barrhaven. This means that we can design for the future by building transit-oriented community where residents can live, shop, and commute seamlessly without needing a car. Think of it as taking the best lessons from Uptown and University Heights, mixed-use buildings, active public spaces, and transit integration, and crafting them into a design that works for Barrhaven's growing population. When we embrace these principles, we not only maximize potential of the new condo towers, but also transform Marketplace into a space where the entire community thrives. Barrhaven's Marketplace can be so much more than a suburban shopping center. Imagine how incredible it would be to live, shop in the same area, where walking, biking, or taking transit is the norm, not the exception. This isn't just a downtown idea. We can achieve it right here in the suburbs, but only if we're willing to fundamentally change how we build and zone our cities. When we design for people instead of cars, we create places where life is easier, more sustainable, and more enjoyable. Marketplace has the potential to lead this transformation, but we need to start thinking big and planning smarter. Thank you for listening to this episode of Pedal and Plan Canada. Catch us next week.